Lex
You're
promised
funny.
me. Remember at the end of that podcast, Lex, when you said, "I swear to you, brother, to make life even more awesome." True, Melina. Lex is criticizing you there. He's saying, "Why can't you be a better friend to me?"
Okay. Are you comfortable speaking about Anna?
Yeah, if you really want to. Yeah, what's up?
Okay, well, hold on. When you say I really want to, I'm perfectly fine with just DMing you.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. The only thing that I don't want is I don't want a bunch of people making posts about how like she's crazy or insane or saying stuff like that. That's the only thing I don't want. Or people like accusing her of being like crazy. But otherwise, yeah, we can talk about it.
So let me tell you the discussion I guess I want to have then, before, and then you can just establish whether or not that you think it would be better handled in private. I want to discuss with you as to whether or not your continuous relationship, flirtatious or sexual or otherwise, is in your mind or in the general public's mind. I kind of wanted Dan here for this. Is a good, bad, or neutral action.
If you're serious about the light orbiter stuff.
Given the amount of information that I have, which is not very recent, I will grant that I stopped covering and watching your relationship with Anna entirely for probably like a year and some change now, because it's just not something that I care to keep updated on. It's not really something I give a fuck about. But do you believe that... I'm assuming you believe that your flirtatious interactions with Anna are at the very least morally neutral, right?
Yeah, I would say they're neutral. Like we speak quite a bit, or we don't speak quite a bit, but like we speak on and off, like depends, sometimes more, sometimes less. But yeah, I think if she doesn't want to talk to me, she doesn't have to talk to me. Like she has her own life, she does her own school stuff. I think she's dating someone now. I don't know if she's public or not. I think she said that publicly. But yeah, it's her own life or whatever. But I don't have like any other problems with her. I don't think I have for like several months. Every now and then she does a loop on stream. But the only reason why everything got like blown up so weird now is because like Mr. Girl is like trying to farm the fuck out of her essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So then let me, because from my current perspective, again, it's outdated, but from my current perspective, I don't think it is good for you to be engaging with her in a flirtatious or sexual manner. And let me kind of just try and lay this out, and you can hopefully try and help me if that's something, again, you want to do. You don't have to do this, but you can help me figure out where I might be going wrong in your mind. So based on the past relationships or past interactions that you've had with Anna, it seems like you've tried a million different strategies on how to interact with her, ignoring her. It seems like you had a time in which you were referring to her as having BPD. There was a time in which you referred to possibly OCD. People said that, but I don't remember that quite.
Yeah. So okay. So this is the confusing stuff on the Anna timeline. So after our first disconnect, I assumed that Anna was like obsessed and wanted to date me or be in a relationship with me. That's kind of what I thought.
I remember.
And then over the next like year-ish, it seemed like there was from my impression, there was some sort of like BPD / cluster B / weird, like kind of stuff going on there where she was just like really mentally unwell. She'd mentioned OCD, but I'd never heard of OCD having to do with people or anything like that. So for a while we were like not talking at all, and then we would talk on and off, and then we'd talk on and be okay, and then it would go really bad. There was like a weird stuff. This is while I was in Sweden a little bit before that. And then I think I did a stream. I don't remember if it was here, if I was in Miami or if I was in Huntington Beach, but I did a stream where I took her at her word for the OCD stuff. And then I started to read more about OCD, and then I had a conversation with her, and the way that she explained all of that, I think allowed me to reframe everything that had happened in the past. I think the issue that she has, this is Anna's primary issue. The only reason I don't like talking about this is because people have their own ideas about things, and like it's impossible to convince anybody else for like in most people's minds. The way that it works is even Melina believes this, and Dan believes this. Anna's obsessed with me. She wants to kick Melina out, and she wants to date me or wear my face like as a mask. That's what Anna.
Just to be clear, you just to your knowledge that they currently believe that.
Yeah, I think Melina and Dan, and I think probably 99% of my community believes that. I think that's what is the case, right? And what is actually happening? The thing that actually triggers Anna is she doesn't like it when she reads things that are incongruent with her understanding of how things went. So the things that sets Anna off, and this is actually, when I look back retroactively, this has always been the case. It's never been the case that she gets upset or jealous about Melina. It's never been the case that she's upset or jealous about me talking about anybody else. She's always spoken, well, generally favorably about these other people until they started shit talking her. The thing that always triggers her is when she reads something that accuses her of being like an abuser or a stalker or anything like that. When she reads stuff like that, those are things that always trigger. Yeah, it's never, ever, ever. There's never been a single time where we've had a conflict where she's been like, okay, I'm so done with you talking to Melina, or I'm so jealous of blah, blah, blah. That has never been the case. The only thing that is even like remotely kind of quote unquote jealous, but it's not even really, is she says it like, oh, it sucks sometimes that other people can be your friend on stream and I can't do it because everybody thinks I'm crazy. That's like the only thing she's ever said that's like approaching that level of stuff. But yeah, that's essentially like the pattern that she is caught into. Or that she gets caught into, yeah.
So from, you said a 99% of your stream and that Melina and Dan might have that perspective. Do you think it's fair from that perspective to say that it is unethical for you to be sexting Melina? If that, or sorry, not Melina, excuse me.
Careful. If she was actually like obsessed with me and trying to get into a relationship with me, yeah, that'd be pretty weird. It'd be like, I don't know if I'd say unethical, but it'd definitely be like me stringing her along. It would be fucked up for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so then you would agree that from at least what you consider to be, or at least I'm not going to stick you to the 99% number, but that a fair amount of your community, that the interactions that you have, as well as your partner Melina and Dan's perspective, that from their perspective, it is justified for them to believe you are engaging in an unethical relationship.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, from their perspective, sure.
Okay. And so do you think if Mr. Girl shares that same perspective, he is justified for believing that you're engaging in an unethical relationship as well?
He could, but the problem that Mr. Girl has, and a lot of people do this, but he does it, he's like ratcheted up like 1,000,000% more. The problem is that in his mind, he's created an archetype and he's going to retrofit everything into that archetype way more than anyone else. And also, Mr. Girl has known about the Anna stuff for months. Like, so it seems really weird that all of a sudden now, when we have a split, now he thinks there's some crazy, horrible, abusive thing going on.
So you think the timing mixed with the how long he's had the information is a bit suspect?
Well, it's not suspect, but it's showing like an obvious motivation. And then I don't think I've watched it, but like he had like a clip where he's saying like, Anna, we need to use you as a weapon because he's using you as a weapon against other women. Like he more or less basically says it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so from my perspective, so I would say I perhaps...
Oh, by the way, also real quick, if anybody ever wants to message Anna and ask her, like, do you think that Destiny is like stringing you along, or do you think that he's like, dangling like a relationship over your face or whatever? You're always, anybody's always free to, if you want to ask her that, like anyone can go and talk to her about that. Like I said, like privately, like we're really cool. We've been fine for like months, or maybe over a year. I lose track of time. Hold on. I don't know if I'm able to find this or not. The really funny thing, wait. Hold on. This is another reason why I think that Max is like weird. There's just something else. Okay, I don't want to really release this publicly because I don't want him to know exactly who messages are coming from. But like, this is also something that it's like, obviously Max knows that the situation is not like this weird one-sided abusive thing. Or I don't know if you think that means anything or not, but like... His take privately is like even more weird, and he said this like 3 days ago.
Okay. Oh.
So it's like even more weird that he's like saying other shit probably. Yeah, I don't know. So in terms of like what his actual motivations are, you agree that's like a little bit weird in terms of like what he's been saying publicly now, right?
Yeah. Can you state when this was?
3 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Or, and actually, hold on. Actually,
okay.
Yeah, this is, I'll send you, because I'm trusting you not to leak, but I'll send you like more context on this so it doesn't look like I'm just like clip chimping.
Okay.
This was the context around that message. You can read this. It'll take you like 30 seconds.
I think you think I read faster than I do.
Oh, sorry. That's fine. Take your time.
Give me
I'm
a
just
second.
going through DMs anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. Well, I guess I just wanted to see what you consider to be the reasonability of my position there. Then, again, you have no obligation to do this to me or to anybody else. But what to you? So I want to establish one thing. Do you agree with your past position that, or at least in the past, that if you had engaged with Anna in a sexting type or flirtatious relationship, let's say when you believed that she had BPD or something, do you think that from your perspective it would have been unethical to do that at that moment?
At the time when we were publicly fighting, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, the timelines are super weird because of coronavirus, but yeah, probably. Yeah. But there was there was a lot of like back and forth of like, we were okay, then it became not okay, then we were okay, then it became not okay, then we were okay, then Zerko started farming it. So I don't know. There was like a lot of weird. Yeah.
There's like 50 different
back and forth
changes. It's ridiculous. So that's why I'm not like, I'm just trying to work this through. So what in your mind has changed? What has changed, and it's now you got the green light, or at least
so for me,
neutral.
It was having the conversation with her. I don't know when it was. However, a year ago when I had the conversation with her about her OCD, and I had a bigger explanation for how she viewed things then. Because then when I started looking at like what's triggering her and what is going on or whatever, it kind of made more sense to me. And then I also talked to her a lot in terms of like, hey, like if you want to talk about this or not about this, whatever, like it's okay, like you can do whatever. Like I've never like forced anything on her. She's always had, and she's got like a social life that she's pursuing. She's not like obsessed with me or anything in DMs. Like sometimes we'll go like a month without even talking to each other. Like it's just I don't know. I think that people have like really weird
Well, so for me, I wasn't obviously, just like I imagine everyone wasn't privy to that kind of private information. So I'm the way that it looks like for me from somebody on the outside is I don't know, maybe I'm weird that I assumed that you guys weren't in contact for the last year. Maybe I'm the weird one, or maybe everybody had assumed that you guys stayed in contact. But I had assumed that there was no contact, and I had assumed that, whatever was going on, I didn't really look into what had been happening with Anna because I had a bit of a change of heart towards the Anna situation. I agreed with the idea that like it clearly causes her some kind of distress whenever I speak on it.
I think the issue is that like I've said on stream multiple times this year, I've said everything with me and Anna is cool. We're good. We don't fight. Everything is fine. Maybe people heard that and then they assumed that meant that we'd like packaged things up and moved on completely, I guess. But like, I'm not like super public about every single person I talk to. There's a lot of people I talk to that it, like is not public. Like I just, I mean, if people are making the assumption like they're never talking or doing anything in the background, I guess that's fine for people to make. But like, not only is it not public, it's not going to be public. There's no reason for it to be. The only reason it has nothing to do with Anna or Lav and has everything to do with Mr. Girl mining the fuck out of that scenario to try to like advance his own agenda, basically.
So that's kind of I have so what I talked about when I was like saying that I don't really like bringing up Anna anymore. I'm very cautious around it when I trying to be not the greatest at it, and that comes not even necessarily just from a position of like because it might interact with your life, but also because I felt like I'm not being as good of a person towards Anna as I should have been through the lot, and it clearly causes her a lot of emotional distress to go through this, and it's pretty unnecessary for me to talk about that relationship. It doesn't really make much sense for me to do so. So I do find it to be a rather weird thing when she gets brought out in public instead of when you could be messaged in private. If some people have an issue with your conduct towards her, or somebody could message her if there was an issue of conduct. So you said a year ago, but that was a bit of a side note. You said a year ago that after having the discussions about the OCD, that you felt like you were comfortable with the idea that it wasn't an unethical. That's really where it was like, okay, this is not an unethical relationship to
Yeah, I mean, as long as I feel like she's not like obsessed and like throwing her life away, like talking to me or some shit. Yeah, I don't know if that was a year ago. By the way, that might have been 8 months ago or 9 months ago. It was sometime. You can look up like Anna Destiny OCD conversation or whatever. But yeah,
it happened at some point in the past, not super recently. So if that's okay, if that's the case, then yeah, obviously I'm just not privy to that kind of private information. I just wanted to establish whether or not you considered it to be reasonable for somebody to have this kind of opinion coming in from the outside, and whether or not, assuming you think it is somewhat reasonable for a fair number of people.
Yeah, I mean, people have their impressions of things. Like, there's a lot of like archetypes that fit the world, and there's not much you can do to break their impression of things. So, but I mean, like, there's nothing I can do about that, and I'm going to be like screaming into the wind trying to fight that. And like, even if it's like a provably false impression, like, so for instance, people will say things like the fact that Destiny has sex with some of the people that comes on his stream means that he's like biased towards them or whatever, despite the fact that either one, I'll bring them on and fight with them, two, I bring on people that I have no sexual relationship with and I can be biased, or like there's no pattern there. Like, it's not like we can go back and we go, oh my god, Steven is mean towards everybody on stream except for like these 4 girls, or like, oh my god, so, like, that pattern doesn't exist. But people will try to like retrofit shit, but it's annoying because like, even though I can very obviously and clearly show there's no pattern, none of this is happening, it's on your head, there are still like a lot of people that that is instantiated so hard in their mind, nothing will budge them from it. So it's like, whatever, I'm not here to like change minds, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so there was one other thing that I believed that I think you took too much of a backseat, or too little, I guess, accountability for, is do you believe that you have no responsibility at all towards the narrative that may currently, that you said exists, that Anna is obsessed with you and that she might be crazy or anything like that? Do you believe that you have no responsibility at all?
No, I think I have a huge part in that, because I was part of the whole thing I had on stream like over like a year ago, and then for a year or two leading up to it, right? Pretty sure I called her BPD. I think I said that she was fucking insane. She was blah 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 blah. Yeah.
So I thought I remember listening to you when Mr. Girl came in, like what felt like randomly into your stream, and then said, I think he said that you are implicit in that narrative that Anna is crazy. And I believe you said, no, I'm not. Or
if I was giving pushback at the time, the problem is that like, it was very much like a 2-person thing. So like, I definitely spread it, but she also played into it hardcore, right? Because like, one of the things I told Anna a million times is that like, if you just stop like making public posts and you stop screaming about it or whatever, like it would stop too. So if somebody were to try to pin out on me 100%, I would go, hold on, this is an adult woman. She like has full agency over life, and she's like playing this back over and over and over again. Of course she's gonna, but like, if we're having a conversation of like, yeah, all in all, like, of course I'm gonna be part of the person or part of the group that was like putting out that message. Yeah, of course, for sure.
I just wanted to make sure, because that's what I thought was said, was that you had no part in playing into it. And I thought that was, there was in that. I don't want to talk about this to any length that, I don't know. I very much like the idea of not talking about Anna very much. So
sure. I think it's fine to talk about her. This is like the only thing I guess I would request, is that one, Anna's been fine. She has a couple loops on stream, but for the most part over the last year, Anna's been like pretty fine. If people want to have her on panels or talk to her or do whatever, I know she's in like a lot of public streamers chats. I think that's totally fine. I don't have any ill will against her. I don't see her and hate her. I don't fight with her publicly. I don't talk shit. The only thing I've ever said that she still gets triggered by is I think that she used to be, I guess I won't say stalker anymore because that's like a huge trigger, but we used to have a lot of problems publicly and privately, but that's more or less completely abated over the past year. The only stuff that she has issues with is when messages pop up where people are accusing her of currently being crazy, or even sometimes if they accuse her in the past of being crazy. Those are the things that triggers her and sets her off. But otherwise, everything's been like chill.
I know she's expressed issues with me talking about her and whatever, and so I don't want to.
Without getting too, in her mind, she thinks there's a lot of people that I either because they're friends with me or whatever that kind of like started making content on her. To like farm her basically. If you were to send her a DM and be like, hey, like I don't have this opinion about you anymore, blah blah blah, she'd probably be chill with you. That'd be my guess.
Maybe I should do that then, because I really don't want her to experience any kind of emotional distress on my behalf. It's not really something I'm super concerned with, is the interactions you and her have, as long as they are ethical. And it seems like you've given me, in order for me to craft a narrative that, at least from the new information that have been presented by you, in order for me to craft the argument that it is unethical the way that you're going about it, I feel like I would just need more information than what I have available. And I feel like that's also more information than I even can realistically request from you or her, because either one of you could just say, no, fuck off. And so, yeah, and I'm just, not super interested in it. But, I wish nothing but the best for her. I wish nothing but the best for you. Thank you for answering my questions in brief. And, much love, buddy.
Yeah, have fun. Be careful, babe. I love you, okay?
Yep. Bye.
Why did I type this? Oh, I remember. Wait, who just joined? Oh, hi. Jesus. Every time somebody joins, I'm scared it's going to be Lav. I don't have to tell her to leave.
I mean, I want to talk to her, but whatever. That's for a different time. I don't want to insult you or anything, but I feel like when you respond to all this stuff about like, hey, like, maybe you should think about therapy, or like, hey, this like emotion for you, you're always like, no, I like this. This is good. Like, it makes my brain like fire and all that stuff. And it kind of like, you kind of sound like a coke addict. Like, I don't deny that you probably like it a lot and it makes you feel good or feel like fiery in the moment. But at the same time, it's like, I'm sure like a coke addict doesn't mind cocaine and loves it as well. But that's not the question, is not if you like it. The question is it healthy for you? And I just want you to keep that in mind, because
okay, in your mind, what makes a behavior unhealthy?
Okay, so this is really weird. So I used to define it as whatever harmed me, and then I realized that's not a good definition, because like if it's still harming like people around you, like then it's still harmful. So I guess just something like, I don't know, that causes like pain or hurt or confusion.
Pain and hurt and confusion in the people around you?
Or /or yourself, right?
Okay. That definition is way too broad for me to consider, like whether I'd want to engage in a behavior or not. So like, for instance, if I played League of Legends for 8 hours and it triggered Melina and she was like, I don't like when you play League, I'm not going to consider that an unhealthy behavior. Well, I would, because it's League, but. Well,
there's levels, right? But I guess what I'm trying to like, what I'm trying to get across or communicate is that, there's a level between like, oh, you like playing League and that like annoys some people, right? You can't live like your whole life based on other people. I'm not trying to say that. But there's also another level of like, oh, like, interacting with people who want to like mind fuck others for their own ends or whatever. But I don't know if this is like the first time you've dealt with this situation or if you've dealt with similar situations before. I just know that, in general, if like, and I guess like you're not keeping Mr. Girl in your life, so that's good. But if it's like a continuous cycle of people like trying to like mind fuck you or like trying to mind fuck the people that you love around you, then that's something that you might want to take into consideration.
Sure, but then the question would be is, how do I know if it's unhealthy?
I feel like this is like a question of proportionality. So there's no clear answer.
So this is, I feel like there are very clear, very easy answers. So here's the issue. This is what's happening is people look at the life that I live and they look at the conflict that I'm in and they think, wow, if I was dealing with that, I would fucking kill myself. That's way too much. That's like insane. I can't deal with that. But then when they see me deal with it and they say, okay, Destiny says it doesn't bother him. I think that he's actually internalizing it, or it's bothering him a lot more than he realizes, and he's actually lying about it because I can't fathom it not bothering me. And 99% of the conversations I have, whether it's with you, whether it's with Melina, whether it's with Dan, where people talk to me, it's always that. What they're essentially saying is like, Destiny, even though they don't say this explicitly, they say, Destiny, this would bother me a lot, so it must be bothering you, is what people say. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Like, you can ask anybody that I spend personal time with. It's not like when I'm off stream, I'm like crying over all the stress, or when I go out to eat with friends, I'm like, God, I just don't know what to do with all this stuff on my stream. It's so much like pressure. Like, well, it's not. Like, sometimes there are going to be ultra high pressure situations. It might last for like a day or two at the most, especially if there's like a manifesto about to drop. But for the most part, like once I turn my stream off, like shit is done. Like turn my stream off, go to the gym, shower, masturbate, play video games, like whatever. Like I'm like pretty chill. Like I feel pretty happy. I can go out with friends and talk to friends. It's not like on my mind all the time. I think I'm just somebody that enjoys like a really high level of stimulation, and I also really enjoy like the conflict. Like it's fun for me. I don't know, like it's really enjoyable. The only thing I have to figure out is how to manage the people around me, because they're the ones that end up getting stressed over things.
Okay, I guess I'm just trying to say that I'm not sure if that's exactly like a good measure of how to define harm. And I keep going
Yeah,
back
but like
to,
where is the, but I have to say, where is the harm in my life? Like how am I being harmed? No one has ever given me an answer to that ever.
Can I answer that?
like, yeah, Melina, go, sorry.
I said this. I think it becomes harmful. Can I say what happened last night, Steven, after the stream?
That I had a chat with Lav?
No. The thing that happened after that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I won't say anything.
Wait, hold on. Wait, message me. I don't even remember what happened after that.
Okay, hold on. Because I think this is the. Here's the thing. I don't think you care about much, but this is the one thing.
Okay, I'll wait. Oh. Yeah.
That's the problem right there. And you know I'm correct.
Hold on. Don't say you know I'm correct about that. Like I don't know this. I don't need you to ever point anything like this ever out in my entire life. And it's hilarious you even think you could. Okay.
Little friend right now. Like I'm kind of correct about this one, huh?
Okay, hold on. Sorry. So that you don't think there's some weird shit. What you just said to me is my only worry about all of this blowing up when it did at exactly the time it did. My worry was going to be that this would blow up and Lex would read my subreddit and he would think I'm a fucking rapist. That was my only worry about last night. I was like, oh shit. Because if he posts that thing this morning, it's going to look really weird if he's on my stream.
Yeah, so the bigger picture of this is that you might actually lose job opportunities because of things that look strange, right?
Sure, potentially.
Yeah, that's probably like...
But I'll trade that every day of the week. I don't care. I'm good on that. I'll trade those. That's okay.
Sure. Do you think that, or you're not gonna ever say this, because first of all, if you don't blues, you have too much of an ego to even...
Okay, Mel, you are a child. Please don't accuse me of having an ego. Okay.
Whenever you don't have an argument, you're gonna bring up my age. I'm just gonna see that as you not having like.
Okay, but when you try to mind read me and you put me in a situation where it's like, oh, like I'm gonna tell you something, but you're never gonna admit that you're wrong because you got too big of an ego. Like, oh, well, in that case, fuck me. I guess you're right. Go ahead, tell me. Please tell me what's in my mind. Go ahead.
Yes.
Tell me.
So I feel like, and this is something I think that is happening, that there are a lot of people that see what you're doing and they don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it. So it kind of creates a picture of you so that a lot of people can't understand. And those people might actually be quite important for you. I think so. And maybe if you don't realize it now, you might realize that later on.
Let's get out of here. Leave my stream. Go away.
Why?
Leave, because I don't need him here either, okay?
What?
Sorry, keep talking.
Are you telling me to leave?
No, Lex is watching my stream. Be nice.
Oh. Okay.
There is a certain lifestyle that I could live that would make me more palatable to the masses. Okay.
But you can do the crazy if you want to. If you find
that I do. I enjoy like the really chaotic events are really fun for me. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. That's
because they're trying to bring me down.
But it is going to be hard for you to have a closer friendship that can't deal with it.
Sure, that's fine. I'm okay. I understand that, but I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that.
If you're okay with being alone, not having a wife, not having best friends, and having all these psycho people around you, if that's what you want, you go for it. I don't think anyone wants that. Okay, stop. I
don't care what you think anyone else wants. The reality is that if I had to choose between like the normal life with the normal friends, with the no drama, and we turn on our stream and we talk about stuff and then I turn it off and everything. Hold on, but I'm saying like that is a lifestyle that I think is probably good. I'm not allowed to finish my sentence? Okay, go ahead.
It's not black and white. That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Because you're saying things that I'm not saying. You're saying, do I only have a boring life or do I just have the crazy? And like, no. You can just turn it down a little bit.
I want people coming onto stream and on their platforms that are trying to destroy my life. Okay, that's exciting. It's high tension. Okay, the Keffel stuff.
You sound like a cocaine addict.
It was high. I like the high stakes. It's the high stakes. The Keffel stuff was high stakes. I lost my Twitch channel and my Twitter. There was a lot going on over there. Okay,
that's what people on fentanyl say the same.
No, it's when there's
it absolutely is. It's like self-destruct. self-destruction stuff.
It's not self-destructive because I'm still alive, okay?
Like you and a cocaine addict right now. Like, what is the difference?
Oh. Okay. Your criticisms, your feedback has been noted, okay?
Okay, so but
Wait, but I want an honest answer.
What?
Like, what's the difference between like you and a cocaine addict? Like, that's like, oh no, but I'd rather have the drug than anything else, and it's okay because I like it, so it doesn't matter how it's impacting everything around me because I love cocaine.
I
like,
think because cocaine, right, I don't think there's like an upside to cocaine aside from like the
high.
Yeah, the high. But that's it. And then you're just like slowly destroying your body and whittling away at whatever receptors you have that the cocaine is hitting on.
Probably the worst thing when it comes to like addiction stuff is that, of course, like they do it because they like it, right? But I think like the thing that people lose the most is probably people around them, and that's kind of. I think
there's probably some real physical things that happen too with drugs as well. Yeah.
Physical things, obviously, of course, but I think a big part also is that they are losing their families.
Yeah, that is a part of it for sure. Yeah.
Because they're just addicted to this thing, and like they would rather do that than like having meaningful things around them in their life, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can do it for fun sometimes, but not all the time. And you start excluding things as important. Like, let's say that you could have been somewhere else in your career, I think, if you didn't say or do certain things, right?
Yeah, but I could also be a lot more boring in my career, too. I could also be a lot smaller. There's a lot of things. People always imagine, like, well, what if you would have changed this one thing? But they don't think of, like, a million other things that could have theoretically changed as well, right?
I mean, yeah.
Wait, really?
Just, like, don't self-destruct, okay?
I'm not. Yeah. I'm chugging along, dude.
You get banned. You do shit.
I'm not. I'm safe on YouTube. I'm okay. I'm making. Elon's gonna get me unbanned from Twitter. Lex promised me. Remember at the end of that podcast, Lex, when you said, "I swear to you, brother, I am absolutely gonna get your Twitter unbanned." My best friend Elon is gonna do it.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that. Melina was there too, and she heard it. He says you can have both the drama and close friends you can trust. Good friends make life even more awesome. True, Melina. Lex is criticizing you there. He's saying, "Why can't you be a better friend to me and just support me through the crazy ups and downs?"
Hey, I'm the wife, okay? I'm the one that's supposed to give you criticism, just like you're giving me criticism, never any support. We had this conversation before, right?
That's good. I like that. I like it when we just criticize each other. That's my favorite type of relationship, the back and forth, like attacking each other. That's what I need in my life. Okay, anything else? Would you like to file any more complaints at the Destiny at GG LLC department?
I just think, you say the difference between that and like a cocaine addiction is that you're destroying your receptors with cocaine. But I'm pretty sure like you can say the same thing for like a gambling addiction or anything that involves like high levels of adrenaline too often. So I don't think your argument is like consistent there either.
I learned a lot of stuff, dude. I can navigate a lot of different types of social situations. I can make a lot of different types of friends. I can identify a lot of different types of weird behaviors. Like, I don't know. I feel like I learned something new every time I go through like this type of like abuser victim relationship where both of them are attacking me. This is a situation I don't think I've ever really been in one quite like this before. So this has been like a new, unique experience for me. It's entertaining. I like it. I'll know better in the future to call people out if I see this type of stuff brewing or developing. Like, yeah, I don't know. I get to develop a unique eye and perspective on the world.
This is such a cope.
You can say it's a cope because you're the one that cries every night about the drama that happens on my stream, okay? I sleep with a big smile on my face. I check my Melvor idol, I farm my crops, and I say, good night, Melly Mel.
I think that is the issue. I think like if you're not having like some sort of emotional response to things that's happening to you. I think that's probably like the most okay thing. And I hope people think that in chat too. Like, hey guys, you can get upset about things that's not even remotely as crazy as the things that's happening to Steven here, okay?
Yeah.
Because it is a bit strange, and I would probably not.
Yeah, my life is really strange.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess at the end of the day, as long as you're learning, that's the most anybody can ask for, right?
I'm learning about new ways to do cocaine every single day. Yeah.
And maybe one day you'll learn that you don't have to do cocaine to get that same rush.
Really?
But it's okay.
What kind of rush do either of you get in your life that's comparable to this? Tell me. When was the last time either of you were being hunted by half the fucking internet trying to shut you down, trying to hack your accounts, posting your doxes online, getting your shit banned, talking to journalists trying to defame you?
The most exciting thing for me is when I finish a beautiful painting that I put in a lot of work into. That's like one of the... No, it's not. It's like I created some art. I created some good for the world.
That's good. I'm glad. If that's something that's good.
You can do the same thing for you. You could actually start the media company.
I do. That's why I play piano on stream when other people are shouting at me. I feel really good when I finish those pieces.
You're just having a bunch of retards on stream.
Whoa! We don't say that word here anymore.
Doing.
We don't say that word here anymore. That is a banned word. Okay.
Oh, really?
I don't know, man. Go white river rafting or something. dumb shit.
Oh, so you want me to do a hobby that can actually get me killed? You think that's the go-to? What if I went rafting tomorrow and I died? Would you feel good about that?
I'm just saying.
You guys want me to go do pottery, okay?
Like there are like, have you even like tried to look into other ways to get like an adrenaline rush without going to these extremes? Like, have you tried that? Is this really the
problem? Is that like all the other ways,
give you a rush?
all the other ways are safe, right? There's no actual danger. Like, oh, you can go skydiving, or oh, you can go whatever. Like, those are safe.
You know what the worst thing that you could do?
What?
Get really fucking close and like weak and emotional to someone. Have them cut you off, and you're gonna get turned into this horrible, like emotion, just like abandonment.
Yeah,
feeling.
that's what I. Well, maybe somebody can foster that feeling. That's what I want. We'll see if that happens. That'd be crazy. Imagine if somebody could break me down like that. I'm like permanently fucking mentally destroyed. Yes.
Well, the reason why you're not is because you're keeping everyone like far away from you. You're not really.
You literally live in my house.
Yeah, but you like all of your other friends. You're not super close with.
Well, do you want me to move them in?
You don't have to move in. Obviously not. You just spend more time with them or something.
Me and Moody, we forged a bond on the Rift, okay, that you wouldn't understand, okay? You wouldn't even know about that. So I do have close friends. Me and Bing, okay? I forged bonds on the Rift that neither of you would ever get.
Oh wait, what did Dan say? I heard he was on stream before. I was streaming, so I didn't hear it.
Dan just comes into meme hard sometimes, That's what Dan does.
He sounded very serious when he talked. To me,
he just had to be quiet because he had to be quiet because he was in the airport.
Huh?
He had to be quiet because he was in the airport.
That's why? What did he say?
Um,
Was he serious or not, chat? Tell me.
No, he was just asking about.
He was serious. He obviously cares about Destiny, and so does a lot of people.
That's what it sounded like to me. I couldn't really tell, but Steven is just like, no, he's just stirring things up. I'm like, I don't know if he was.
No, it sounded serious.
I think it was very serious, actually. Looking back on it, yeah.
See how many
Absolutely.
close people that are close to you that's reaching out to try to help you, Steve. It's pretty good. It's beautiful. We're just like, hey, heroin addict, stop doing that. Well,
I have to leave, but Melina, please keep fighting the good fight.
It's been 4
Destiny.
years. Almost, okay?
Sounds like Melina's the one with the heroin problem right now, okay?
I am the one with the heroin? Why? What do you say that?
Because you're the one that's engaging in an unhealthy manner, okay?
No, I'm just trying to fucking help you. I'm like one of those like really cringe girls that's like a fixer.
Oh, I can fix him.
Yeah, that's me.
Stream, guys. Bye.
Have fun, be careful.
Okay, bye-bye. Sometimes you have to leave them for them to realize what they're losing.
Is that true? Who's gonna be the one? Who's gonna be the loser at the end?
It is true though. For you especially. It is the case. You're
gonna be on a hammock somewhere on a beach with some fucking dude with a chiseled six-pack who's 6'2", 180 centimeters tall, and you're gonna be laying there, and he's gonna be like, "Don't you want to go swimming in the beach, Melina?" And you're gonna be like, "Has anybody even tweeted at you that you're a pedophile today?" You're gonna be bored, okay? You're gonna be like,
"Are you talking about NNN or?"
Is that what NNN thinks he is? That's a good one though. You're gonna be like, "Where are the fights? Where are the crazy girls?" You're gonna be bored out of your mind. That's what's gonna happen.
No, just do drugs instead. Just switch it over to drugs.
Okay, well, find some mushrooms or LSD. We haven't had drugs in a long time, okay? I've been smoking this weed here, but it's not doing it for me, okay?
Actually, let's like rent a cabin or something, and then we're doing.
Oh my god! And go stare at a rabbit for 6 hours.
No. We're doing a new drug every single day for a whole week. How do you feel about that?
You can't do shit like we can't do like LSD and mushrooms like back to back. We need to get some DMT. Let's get some of that. If you can find mushrooms or LSD, I'll do that. We can go do that, okay?
All sorts of stuff, and we're just gonna overdose that, okay? For you to feel something.
Okay.
We're gonna make you experience like the most intense shit in your life that you don't want to do any of it anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's get some DMT. Let's get some DMT. Go do it. Find some drugs. Instead of making me buy all the drugs, you go find some, okay?
No, I've been finding them the entire time.
I've gotten every drug for us this year. Are you serious?
Who the fuck throws away them all the time? That's you. Whenever he gets mad, he throws them away.
It's more complicated.
He throws them away. That's like his.
No, you can't just hang that out there without explaining the context, Mel. Stop. There's way more to that, and I'm not going to go into it because I'm not going to roast Mel on stream.